Hello, you're welcome to another episode of the PV Show.
A man must be bold.
Hello, and welcome to this week's episode of the PV Show. On this week's episode, we are taking a look at understanding temperaments.
In the God that you serve, listen to him. He will direct you to the right person.
A modest woman shouldn't be someone who is loud, and you must be humble in appearance.
If you get it wrong, you'll be weeping in your closet. I know they have been firing, but in their closet, they know they have done the wrong thing.
So temperament depicts the fallen state of man. So it is the man in his raw fallen state.
Okay. And compactibility. And this week we are privileged to be with Mr. Eben Yao Agbenyo, and he's going to take us through this wonderful section. You are welcome to the show.
Thank you.
So you give us a little introduction about yourself.
Wonderful. Well, I prefer to be called Yawagbenyo.
Okay.
Simply that way.
Okay.
Yawagbenyo.
Okay.
Without the other one.
Okay. We want to go straight to our discussion today. Why is it necessary for us to even consider the topic temperament?
Well, it is very necessary because virtually everything we do on this earth is dictated by our temperament.
Okay.
Everything you do, even how you sit, how I'm seated here, is being dictated by my temperament.
Wow.
You are seated differently from the way I'm seated.
Yeah.
That shows we have a different temperament. And the one handling the camera would do it differently if his temperament were different. So somebody else with a different temperament will handle the camera in a different way.
Okay.
Yes, maybe I'll try to do a litmus test of his temperament
Okay.
to let you see why he works the way he does,
Okay.
and why you also work the way you do.
Okay.
Temperament is very necessary.
Wow. Okay. So are there some types? When we talk about temperament, do we have different types of temperaments?
Yes, we do.
Okay.
But what is temperament in the first place?
Yeah.
Temperament is that innate tendency,
Okay.
innate something inside you that determines how you respond
Okay.
or react to societal stimuli,
Okay.
how you respond to societal issues of life. Your response is determined by that thing inside you.
Okay. Okay.
That is called temperament.
Okay. And then the types.
There are basically 4 types of
Okay.
temperaments.
Okay.
The sanguine, the choleric, the melancholy, and the phlegmatic.
Okay.
Every individual has at least one dominant one.
Okay.
Everybody may have more than one temperament. You may have about 2 or 3 combinations, but definitely there will be one dominant one.
Okay.
And that one that dominates is what we term as your temperament.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. So then, with this different type of temperament, why is it very necessary for individuals to invest into getting to know more about their temperaments?
It's very necessary because our relationships are shaped by our temperament.
Okay.
And you know, in life, those who do language studies will tell you that words are best known by the company they keep.
Okay.
The same way, human beings are best known by the company they keep.
Okay.
And the company you keep, its longevity or otherwise, is determined by your reaction to situations as they arise.
Okay.
And that will be influenced by your temperament.
Okay.
And so when you master temperament, and you are able to understand your own temperament and understand the temperament of whoever you are in a relationship with, be it at work, be it at school, be it at home, be it a husband and a wife, a mother and children, a father and children, whatsoever it is, temperament dictates whether that relationship will be a joyful one or a problem-ridden one.
Okay. All right. So you touched on 4 different types of temperaments. Choleric, sanguine, melancholic,
and the
last one,
phlegmatic.
and phlegmatic. So let's start with the sanguine.
Okay.
What's the difference? I mean, who is a sanguine? Actually?
I'm wondering why you chose to start with the sanguine. Yes, aspect. So I'm wondering why you chose to start with that one.
Because I think I am.
You think you are? Yes, of course you are. Of course you are. And it is good to do a litmus test of yourself to determine what temperament you are.
Okay.
And when you get to know, it will dictate how you do your things. And then it gives a better understanding of life and how you respond to things. The sanguine is those excessive outgoing ones. They control the show.
Okay.
You can't spend a moment with a sanguine and forget that moment.
Wow.
They always give unforgettable experiences. The sanguines talk a lot.
Okay. I thought they were rather quiet.
Oh! That is very ironic.
Wow.
You will find them mostly in the media.
Okay.
You will find them acting.
Okay.
You will find them teaching. You will find them as lecturers.
Okay.
Yes, the sanguines enjoy talking. One philosopher says that the sanguines enter rooms with their voice.
When they speak, you know that he's in.
What he actually wants to say is that before the person enters the room, his voice will enter the room before he comes. So always when you are dealing with a sanguine, his voice always precedes him.
Okay.
He will talk more. But you see, one thing about sanguines, I love to talk about the negative sides.
Yeah.
So that when you get to know more of your negative sides,
you can work on it.
You can work on them. And so anytime I have opportunity to talk about temperaments like this, I focus more on the negatives.
Okay.
Not because I love negativity, but because I love to work on
the negative
negativities.
aspect,
Sanguines, because they talk a lot, they seem to be disorderly. They seem to be disorderly. They place a thing here, the next moment the other one is there. And then it will now take a time for him or her to now come and sit down and rearrange all of them.
Hey.
And you will rearrange all of them
very nicely.
Very nicely, take a picture and enjoy it herself, himself. In the next moment, scatter them again.
Wow.
It is their temperament. And that is the type of person they are. When you are with them and you don't learn to understand that this is who she is and accept her as she is, then there will always be fights.
Okay.
The sanguines, because they talk a lot, they seem to exaggerate things. They exaggerate a lot.
Things that you don't even think it should be taken serious.
When a sanguine is your pastor, you are in for something. You are in for something. They will always, even when there is a story to be told, he will always add his side of the story. They love adding to stories. So sometimes it is dangerous to be a sanguine that is not under control. As a man of God, you will tell a lot of lies on the pulpit. The last time I went here, this and this happened. Meanwhile, nothing happened. But he had to tell a story for the congregation to enjoy. And they can fabricate and manufacture nice stories on their feet.
Wow.
So he's standing there right on the podium there, and the story will just flow. That is naturally who he is. And you will believe him. And sanguines who are not born again, do a lot of women.
Hmm.
They do a lot of women issues because
Okay.
he has the words.
Yeah, nice words, sweet words.
He has all the words that he needs to woo any woman at all at any time
Okay.
to his side.
Okay.
And so sanguines need to work on some of these things. And it makes people to take them for granted most of the time because they talk a lot.
Yeah.
Most of the things that you say, people will
don't
no
take
longer
it serious.
see you
Yeah.
as a serious person. And so that side in
Need to
particular,
work on it.
they would need to work on it.
Okay. Okay. Then what about the melancholins?
The melancholy refers to the extremely very quiet ones. The extremely very quiet ones. The clearest and the most handy example on our political scene, we all know the gentle giant. Our former president Kufuor is a typical
Okay.
melancholy.
Okay.
Melancholies are detail lovers.
Okay.
They love detail. To them, it is drink deep or taste not the parent's point.
Okay.
They love detail. If they will do it, then they want to do it 100%.
Okay.
So if you are working for a melancholy, then she wants to see you giving your all. And she doesn't understand why
You can't give
you
your
can't give your all. The melancholy has a problem with the sanguine and the choleric disorderliness because they don't understand why a sanguine should pick his
pen.
his pen. 1 minute the pen is here, the next moment it is at the other side. If a man, a melancholy man, is married to a sanguine woman, he goes to work and comes back from work expecting the house to be in order. But he comes and the sanguine woman has disorganized the room.
Everything.
Maybe he came with a very happy face from work, just merely seeing the disorderliness in the
Turn it
house,
off.
then he becomes moody. Their disadvantages, they have what you call inferiority complex.
Okay.
But melancholies are extremely very smart people. When they want to do something, I just told you, they are 100%. They want to give 100%. When a melancholy is your artist,
Okay.
if you like, you can just go back and take a look at our wedding invitation card.
Yeah.
It was designed by a melancholy. It was designed by a melancholy. So when you take it, you see this detail is here, this one is here. There is a symmetrical arrangement of everything as it is. The color blending, everything. He wants to see everything perfectly. If he can't do it perfectly, then he wouldn't do it for you at all. You see it. Now, the disadvantage there for the melancholy is that because they love detail,
Okay.
it is hard for them to be pleased. It is hard for them to be pleased.
Hey. So, okay, continue.
You can't easily please them. And I was saying that there are people who look down on themselves, even though they are very smart people and very gifted people. It is strange and ironic that these people who are very smart and gifted they have self-esteem issues.
Okay.
And they look down on themselves. You will not understand it. Why is it so? It is so because when he spends most of the time alone.
Okay.
You see, and when you are alone, that is when you get all these self-defeating thoughts. You get a lot of self-defeating thoughts. You get a lot of self-demeaning thoughts. Thoughts that will make you feel, am I also part of the people? Am I achieving anything? Meanwhile, those who look at you from outside envy you.
Very true.
They envy you, but you are looking down on yourself. So melancholies will have to work on that side. People value you, but you don't see your value.
But then this A melancholy and a sanguine. Pardon me. I want to make sure my pronunciation is right. Can they? Do they blend? Can they live together?
I say this. There are four things. If you're talking about a marriage relationship, then you are talking about love. You're talking about understanding. You're talking about patience. And you are talking about commitment.
Yeah.
You see, you're talking about love, understanding, patience. If these things are there together with maturity, any of the temperaments can move together.
Okay.
Let's look at it this way. Where there is love, where there is understanding, where there is patience, and where there is maturity and commitment to make the relationship work, whether you are sanguine or you are melancholy or you are choleric or you are phlegmatic, we can move on very well. But this is what will happen when a sanguine marries a melancholy. This is what will happen. If the sanguine is female and the melancholy is male, what will happen is that because the melancholy loves detail, he will expect, as I have said early on, that he has gone to work, coming back home, he is looking for that neat and symmetrical arrangement of things as he would do. If you are cooking for him, I've told you, they are hard to please. If you are cooking for him, na meko nam ha, nchini nam ha, na engo nam ha, na ensio nam ha, he will worry you as a melancholy husband. He wants everything very perfect. And again, I have said that where there is patience, there is love, there is understanding, there is maturity, and there is commitment to make the relationship work. These things will not matter.
Okay. You are still watching the PV show, and we are discussing understanding temperaments and compactibility. Okay, so we want to take a look at the choleric and then the phlegmatic. What are their differences and what are their disadvantages?
The temperaments are dominantly four.
Okay.
We have the extrovert and the introvert. The extrovert are those outgoing ones. They are two, the choleric and the sanguine.
Okay. Choleric and sanguine.
They are extrovert.
Okay.
They like going out.
Okay.
They love to see people. They love to take action. They love to be in leadership position and talk. The introverts are the phlegmatics and the melancholy.
Okay.
The phlegmatic and the melancholy are the introverts.
Okay.
They love to be indoors. Now let's go to our choleric. Since we have tackled the sanguine and the melancholy, let's look at the choleric.
Okay.
If you are looking for bad people, you look for cholerics.
Why do you say that?
I'm a choleric myself.
Oh, okay.
So if you are looking for bad people, you look for cholerics. I seem to be very hard on cholerics whenever I'm talking about temperaments because it is my temperament.
Okay.
So I seem to be very hard on our side. So we have a lot of disadvantages. The cholerics have...
First of all, who are they?
Yes. Cholerics are those outgoing, domineering people.
Okay. They want to dominate.
Yes.
Yeah.
They are leaders.
Okay.
When you talk of born leaders, go for cholerics. They are natural leaders. Talk of Nana Akufo-Addo. Talk of Jerry John Rawlings. Talk of Kwame Nkrumah. All these people are cholerics. So when you are in the world, Barack Obama, for instance, is a sanguine.
Okay.
Okay, Barack Obama is a sanguine. And Joe Biden is a phlegmatic. We'll come to those ones with time.
Yeah.
Cholerics are those outgoing, domineering people. They feel they're always right.
Yeah.
and they hate emotions.
I'm trying to.
They are trying to look at that. So when you are looking for the difficult people to deal with, they are cholerics. So they love to take the lead. When they become leaders with understanding, choleric leaders with understanding, who understand leadership, they become very exceptional leaders. So I'll focus on the negative side. If a choleric man, let's look at the other side. A choleric woman marries somebody like a phlegmatic woman or a melancholic man. A choleric woman marries a melancholic man. Look at it. The woman loves to dominate than the man. She is choleric. When she decides to do something, nothing changes her mind. You can move heaven and earth.
Nothing.
She won't move. So when a choleric woman marries a melancholic man and there is no understanding, people outside will think that the woman is controlling the man. And there will always be a fight.
Yeah.
That fight will always be there because naturally, Bible says the man is the head of a family, right?
Yeah.
Good. And so if the man wants to lead, but the woman is the natural leader, and so she wants to also lead, and the man also wants to lead, who should lead who? Who is leading who? I think that's a big question we are throwing out to our viewers. Who is leading who? You see?
Yeah.
So when a choleric woman marries a melancholic man, the melancholic doesn't like trouble. If she makes a mistake and marries a phlegmatic man who doesn't care,
matter don't come.
She will kick heaven and earth and do everything. The phlegmatic man who is very lazy yet stubborn will not mind her, and she will get angry and kick everything in the room, and they will scatter everything. They will fight, break all their ceramics in the room. Choleric woman, melancholic man. But there should be understanding, maturity, love, patience, and commitment. If these things are there,
you can manage
it. See, where there is no maturity, then the choleric will say, this is how I am. So listen to me. There's nothing I can do about it. Then you are not growing. You are not growing.
Yeah.
Where you come to the point where you cannot change your mind for others to also have their way, then you are not growing.
Wow.
Normal circumstance. This is what would have happened when we were choosing the topic for this show.
Okay.
I suggested my side. The pure choleric wouldn't allow you to prevail.
Okay.
But what did I do? When you said, I think it should be this way, I said, okay.
Yeah.
That is not the natural choleric.
Okay.
That is a choleric that has
worked on his.
That has worked on on his natural tendency. That's a choleric that is trying to work on his natural tendency. You get it? Yeah. So if you have a woman choleric, you have a man phlegmatic, or a man melancholic. It will create a lot of issues if there is no understanding, and there is no love, there is no commitment, and there is no patience. On the other hand, where you have a choleric man and a melancholic woman, there is a perfect relationship.
Okay.
A very perfect one, because everything the man will want to be done,
the woman
will say, okay, my husband, no problem, let's do it. Then there is peace. Because as for choleric, he wants his way.
Yeah.
Once you do his way,
he's fine.
He's fine, and there is peace. But if you don't agree to his way, then
he'll challenge you.
There will be fight. You see. Now, when a choleric man marries a phlegmatic woman, I have not spoken about the phlegmatic.
phlegmatics, yeah.
We should have dealt with the choleric as the last group.
Okay.
When a choleric man marries a phlegmatic woman or a sanguine woman,
a choleric marrying a sanguine or a phlegmatic
woman, you see, the sanguine is a bit disorderly.
Yeah.
The sanguine wants to go out and have fun, but the choleric says there is a time for everything. If you say we should go out today, and he says today is not the right time, Master.
That's not the right time.
That is not the right time. He says do the right thing
At the right time.
at the right time, at the right place, for the right reason. That is the choleric one.
Wow.
So when cholerics learn to work on their disadvantages and understand that every human being on earth is also a human being and is also rational and can also think just like you and also has feelings just like you, cholerics fear emotions. Let's say they hate emotions.
Okay. Are you saying they are emotional, or they don't want someone
They
to be so
don't want
emotional?
you to show tears in their sight.
They will mellow. And then come soon they be.
It is their weakness. And so they don't want you. You see, so when you show tears as a woman in the sight of a choleric man, you break him down. And in order that you don't break him down, he will place a block.
Please let me give an advice. If you're a lady and your husband is a choleric, please make sure you shed tears every time you need something.
That is a very dangerous piece of advice. A very dangerous piece of advice.
To break him down.
That's a very dangerous piece of advice to give to our counterparts. I'm telling you, they hate emotions. They don't want you to use tears and those things. So the moment you start, hey, stop, he will cut you off. He will cut it off completely so that you will not infest him with any of.
I think they just don't like to feel like
down.
They
always want to be up.
Yeah.
They always want to be up. Cholerics always want to be in the forefront. They always want to lead. They always want to have their way. If they don't take care, they become dictators.
Yeah.
So when you look at the world's dictators all over the examples I gave you, you look at the various presidents who are fighting corruption all over the world. They are cholerics. Like this recent one, Chakwera of Malawi, is another choleric. Though he's a man of God, who is the president, but he is
the former U.S. president too. Not Barack
Donald
Obama.
Trump. Donald Trump is a typical choleric, a very, very typical.
He will just ask a media man to just leave.
That's all. That is it. So cholerics, when you learn to, that's why I said there should be love, there should be understanding, there should be patience, there should be commitment and maturity.
Okay.
Now, one other thing about cholerics, you see, we spend a lot of time talking about cholerics because they are problematic people.
Okay.
They are very, they are a whole problem on their own.
Yeah.
You see, now, I was saying that the choleric loves to be at the forefront and dominate and control and rule. And so if things don't go his way, then there will be war.
Wow.
And that is the choleric man for you.
Okay.
Where there are two cholerics in a relationship.
Hey. Then there is trouble.
No, there will not be trouble. This is the blue point. There will not be trouble. There will be trouble if the leader
is a woman.
Is the woman. There will be trouble if the leader is the woman. If the woman allows the man to lead,
okay,
there may be some peace. You get it?
Yeah.
So when you have two cholerics, and it is just like two wise men trying to pull a horse. The other says, let's go this way.
The other one to say,
Let's go that way. You say that.
Yeah.
So where there are two cholerics involved, we want to see understanding.
Okay.
We want to see patience. I keep repeating this.
Yeah.
Right? We want to see patience.
Love.
We want to see love. We want to see commitment. And we want to see maturity. Another thing you should note about this group of people is that they don't know it when they are wrong.
Yeah. Until someone says that what you did wasn't right.
Oh, sister, even when you say that he is wrong, it is a taboo for a choleric that has not undergone any transfiguration to say, I'm sorry.
They don't like to be corrected.
It's a taboo. It is a choleric taboo.
Wow.
It's a choleric taboo. So if you have two cholerics in a marriage, and as Bible, you see, when the Bible is in your head and Bible guides you, where it says, husbands, love your wives. And it says, wives, do what?
Love your husband.
Submit to your husband. You
I
see
know
that?
you're married,
So here, if the woman is a choleric and she understands this principle, the Bible says, do what? Submit. We should understand that temperament is carnal, it's natural, it's human, it's not godly. The temperament as we call it, is natural, is carnal, is human, and not godly. So temperament depicts the fallen state of man. So it is the man in his raw fallen state. That is why I will recommend Dag Heward-Mills's Model Marriage.
Yeah.
It's one book that it should be found in every home. Another book is Tim LaHaye's Why You Act the Way You Do. Tim LaHaye has a book on that, Why You Act the Way You Do. And he has another book, The Spirit-Controlled Temperament. So when the carnal, the natural, the ungodly temperament, the human temperament is brought under the control of the Holy Spirit, that is where understanding comes. That is where love comes. That is where patience comes. That is where commitment comes. And then you are moving towards maturity. And we should not forget that maturity is not something you gain at once. You may gain maturity at 18 years. Somebody else may gain maturity at 40 years. So it takes patience and understanding to be able to deal with the temperament.
It takes patience and understanding. Additionally, love, right?
Good.
Yes, to be able to deal with the temperaments of people around you. But then what about the phlegmatics? Yeah.
The phlegmatics are easygoing people. They are easygoing people. We say they are lazy people. They will say, I don't like them. Please, if you are a phlegmatic and you are watching, I don't hate you. I'm just telling you the truth. Phlegmatics are lazy people. They are kind of, I don't care. They are kind of selfish people.
Do what you want.
Yes. Now, when a phlegmatic is your counselor, you are in good company. Because they have empathy. They have sympathy. If you are married and a phlegmatic is coming between your marriage, it's not safe. Especially when you don't have the empathy.
But you said they are good counselors.
Yes, that's why I'm saying that. If they are coming between your marriage, it's not safe. You don't understand.
Come again.
If a phlegmatic, you are married, Two of you are married.
Okay.
And a phlegmatic is coming from outside, coming between the two of you. It's not safe.
Okay.
Because they are good listeners. They have patience for people.
Okay.
They can keep quiet
For you to talk.
Express yourself. And then they will use their emotional intelligence to make you feel at home. They will use their emotional intelligence to make you feel at home. And if you don't take care, if you are in a relationship and a phlegmatic is coming between the two of you, phlegmatics easily take people's relationships away. Because let's say you are in a relationship, you don't have time for your fiancé or your fiancé or your fiancé. You don't have time for such a person to listen to what they have to say. They have concerns. You don't have time to listen to them. Maybe you are tired, or as a result.
I'm understanding where you are coming from. Yeah, because he will make time for the person.
Good.
And as long as the person feel like this person is giving me that attention.
Well, I did then he will woo you from that side. We say sanguines can talk to woo people.
Yeah.
But a phlegmatic who wants to cause trouble
intentionally
is very dangerous. Very, very dangerous. But I say that on their negative side, they are selfish people who only want, if the thing is done according to how he wants it done, then he will flow easily with you.
Okay.
Very well. But the same person can also easily make you feel at home and have your way all the time. Have your way all the time. If you say, "Nye," you will say "nye" with you. If you say "pin," you will go "pin" with you. Everything you say, you will say "okay." Okay. Oh, no problem. No problem. There was a case of one lady who was talking to me and said that there was this policeman who was interested in her, but this man will never disagree to anything she says.
And I just don't understand that.
Yes, that is his temperament. And so you need that understanding. That's son or no sort.
But no, you can't live together like that. Because we should argue, Kaka. But if you say this, the person say okay, everything.
He says okay. See, if you are in church and it is a phlegmatic who will come and prepare the church for you to come and have service, he will come the time he wants to come. He will come when he wants to come. If a phlegmatic is your cameraman, he can do the work perfectly for you, but at his own time.
That's it.
He will do, he will do the work perfectly. If you ask him to, if he is ready, once he is ready to do it, he will deliver, but not at your time and not to your advantage. If it favors him,
then he's okay.
he will do it. They can stay in bed until they want to wake up. Phlegmatic. And they are very, very difficult to deal with, but very easy to be with also.
Yeah.
If they like you, you will enjoy your relationship with a phlegmatic. But if he doesn't like you, he will bring his I don't care. You pull him this way, he will sleep.
Yes.
He will do T-ball, but there's nothing you can do about it. A lot of them grow obese and fat.
Then there is hope.
Because they will sleep. You will sleep.
Wow.
He will sleep and have fun and enjoy himself. When he is ready, then he will come. His phone can be there.
And I think most of them are entrepreneurs.
That is the thing. And artisans.
Yeah.
Most of them are artisans. Artisans, like carpenters,
Yeah.
like
They prefer
electrical.
to do handy.
They prefer to do things with their hands.
Yeah.
And they are very skillful at it.
Yeah.
And when you call them, he says, I'm coming. Please, he is not coming. He is not coming. No. He will come when he wants to come. He can tell you that, I will come tomorrow. if you find a phlegmatic who is faithful, praise God for that phlegmatic. In fact, stick to him like you have found an egg.
Yeah.
Because if he wants to be faithful to you, he will
faithful.
be very faithful like a dog. And nothing will destroy that faithfulness. But if he wants to be mischievous, a mischievous phlegmatic, it will be a serious thorn in your flesh.
I'm sure you are really enjoying this program. And if you still haven't subscribed to the PV show, make sure you click the subscription button at the down there to subscribe to the PV show. So we'll quickly go to our next question, and it goes like this. The person is asking, what if I have a temperament that I dislike? Is it possible for me to change that temperament?
First, there are two things involved. We have temperament and we have character.
Okay.
So I don't know whether the person asking the question is confusing character with temperament.
Okay.
Character is a combination of your temperament plus the influences of your environments.
Okay.
Your character is your temperament plus your education, plus your experiences with your mentors, plus your experiences with your classmates, plus your experiences with the places you have lived, the travels you have made. All those things together form your character.
Okay.
If you don't like your temperament, the people who don't like their temperament are cholerics.
Okay.
They don't like that they are cholerics, but they like the benefits that
They gain from
being choleric. And there are those melancholies also who don't like the way they are extremely very quiet because people
take advantage of that.
People take advantage of that, and they don't like it. Now, if you don't like it, what you can do, I have mentioned these 5 things: love, patience, understanding, commitment, and maturity.
Okay.
You can work on your temperament. You may not be able to change your temperament completely, but you can work on it.
Okay.
You can work on it by intentionally listing your negatives and trying all the time as much as possible to suppress them and not let them control you.
I think let me bring this in. I think this is a personal. Sometimes you realize that you want things to be done. Like, I want this thing to be done, and then if the thing is not done at that point in time, everything around you changes. Even your behavior towards the next person changes. How do you work on that?
That is your secondary temperament at work.
Okay.
Every human has more than one temperament.
Okay.
But the dominant one is your temperament. So you may be sanguine.
Okay.
But you realize that there are times also in your life that you want to be quiet, alone, and you don't want anybody to interfere or worry you. You have a secondary temperament, which is melancholy. When you look at Dr. Tim LaHaye's book, Why You Act the Way You Do, he further goes to do some pairings of the temperaments.
Okay.
We have the Clofeg, the Melfeg, you have the male sign. Okay. He's talking about your secondary dominant one.
We are going for a short break and we'll be right back. Alright, so you are welcome back from the break, and we are still tackling the issues surrounding temperaments and compactibility. So we have a next question here. This is a serious question. Someone says, we can see that for some people, different temperament type irritates them. What should be our approach when dealing with different temperaments, either in the family, workspace, or society in general?
The golden rule is do unto others
what you want to be done to you.
Life is not a plane. Life is full of mountains and valleys.
Okay.
The person you are saying his attitude irritates you today may be in the valley somewhere, struggling with something inwardly that you are not aware of. You see, you are not aware that he is going through any valley moment in his life, and that may have necessitated his attitude towards you.
Okay.
So if you base on his attitude at that particular moment to cast further aspersion on the person, and you further castigate the person, you further dampen the spirit of the person. Tomorrow he will be up and you may be in that valley. How would you want to be treated when you find yourself there? Give that treatment to the person.
Okay.
So that tomorrow when you find yourself there, you can also get the right treatment.
Okay. I'm sure the person that sent this particular question, you've gotten your answer. Do unto others what you want others to do unto you. Okay, so we have another question here. Surely this important topic has a secular role to play in marriage and relationships. In your opinion, why do people so often marry people of opposite temperaments?
Yes, we have tackled this.
Yes.
People marry people of opposite temperament because, number one, it is just natural to say that I prefer this particular kind of people. I prefer this particular kind of people. The choleric prefers to move with melancholies and sanguines naturally, because that is where they will have their way.
Okay.
I want to throw this question to viewers, though a very controversial question. Look at these two tribes in Ghana, Ewes and Ashantis. Ewes and Ashantis. They are always on the neck of each other. Why is it so?
That's very true.
Why is it so? Put your eyes on the ground and watch. Majority of Ewes I know have choleric dominance. Majority of Ashantis I know have choleric dominance. So always, when choleric meet choleric,
there is trouble.
There is cacophony. There is cacophony.
Hey!
There is always a cacophony. When choleric meets choleric, there is always a cacophony, because one wants to be the boss.
Okay.
But two bulls cannot drink from the same pot. And so we need understanding, we need love, we need patience, we need commitment, and we need maturity. These 5 golden things, if we do away with them,
to be hard.
It will be very difficult to handle each other in our societies.
Okay. All right. I'm sure you are picking your answers from this particular question. Okay, another question goes like this. Do you have a personal experience to share with us with respect to different temperaments and marriage? If like Mrs. Agbenyo could have been on the show,
I'm sure she would have said a lot of things. Because I have already told you from the beginning that cholerics are very difficult people to deal with. Okay. But so far, I must applaud her.
Oh.
I must applaud her for her tact and tacitness in dealing with my choleric. She has done very well. Very, very well.
Oh. Mrs. Agbenyo, God bless you. I know it's hard, but
I must say that one. If I don't say it, I'll be telling lies. She has really, really done very well. And that is the personal experience that I will share. And on the other side, as a choleric growing up, I have discovered that as a choleric as I am, naturally we are visionary people.
Okay.
Who want to achieve. We are achievement oriented. I want to do something.
Yeah.
And I want it badly done. A typical example, when we organized one outreach with Youth and Future at Vakpo Poetende after Kpung, when you in Greater Accra region down there, you see, is the town is between Pampram and Kpung. It got to a particular point where almost everybody was nowhere.
Wow.
Almost everybody was nowhere. The only person who was kind of available to me was also not present with me. Then the choleric in me has to come to play. You have to sit down and
give it to them.
You have to make the thing work.
I know, right?
And at the end of the day, that program came out by God's grace as one of the most successful programs that we have organized as a group. And so when you are a leader with this choleric temperament, you have the advantage of being able to dribble your way to have the things done. And I must commend my people at Youth and Future for their ability also to handle my stubborn choleric aspect. You see, and Pastor Kumuyi is also a choleric.
Oh yeah.
You know that. Yeah. Yes, Pastor Kumuyi is a typical choleric, but a spirit-controlled choleric. But once in a while, it will come out. You say the man say, no, don't go there. This one, no, don't do it. Yeah.
Okay.
And it's just natural and normal.
I mean, we've tackled almost all the questions that were sent. But then, before we leave, is there something you would want to tell our audience out there? Something that you think that we really need to take a serious look at when it comes to temperament?
Subscribe to the PV show. That is the first thing I will tell you. Subscribe to the PV show. It is a show I think has been doing so much. Personally, I have followed the show for a very long time. I must say I'm one of the people who really love the PV show. I've learned so much in the course. I've watched people talk about their marriages. I've watched people talk about entrepreneurship. I've watched people talk about health. I've watched people talk about politics. I've watched people talk about social life and all these things on the PV show. So you too, subscribe to the PV show and follow the discussions as people share their experiences and every other thing. Conclusively, I have given 5 blueprints that if we have these things, we will always have pleasurable relationships. There should be love, there should be patience. Patience, not only seeking people to have patience with you, but you too having patience with others. There should be understanding, not only seeking the people to understand you, but you too understanding people. There should be commitment to our relationships, because in today's 21st century, your relationship is your network. They say your network is your network. The number of people and the kind of people you are with will determine where you will be tomorrow. And so let's keep to these 5 things with maturity, or with our God on our side. We will get there. I wish you all the best.
Thank you very much for joining us on this week's episode of the PV Show. We are really grateful. Thank you for your time. Mrs. Agbinyo, we are really grateful for allowing us into your home and giving us good food to eat. Thank you so much for joining us on this week's episode of the PV Show. I'm very sure you picked great points from this particular discussion. If you have any of the temperaments we discussed about and there are things you need to work on, it's very important you work on them. I know mine, and sometimes it's really bad at times, and I'm still working on it. So if you know yours, you get to know whether you are a choleric, a sanguine, phlegmatic. The last one is melancholy. If you are any of these, make sure you read on it, learn, get to know who you are. When you understand who you really are, a lot of things will fall in place. No one will make you feel bad because you know who you are. And then things that you are not doing right, you work on it as soon as possible. Thank you so much for joining us. If you still haven't subscribed to the PV show, please subscribe and let us grow together. Subscribe and please let us grow together. Thank you and stay safe. Until we come back your way same time next week, make sure you wash your hands with soap and running water, use your hand sanitizers, wear your nose masks, and stay safe.